What's your name?
Steve.
Well, Steve, I can't have you driving up and down the street in this Skyjack. You're sitting on beer.
That's for after. I'm not drinking it now.
What about that beer there I saw you drinking coming out of the driveway?
Oh man, I'm just finishing that one was from earlier. That's
Steve, I can't have you driving down the road in a Skyjack drinking beer. Why don't you come on down and talk to me here for a minute? Let's figure this out.
Man, I gotta get back to work.
No, just come on down. We'll get this figured out and we'll get you back to work.
No.
Steve, come on down. Steve, come on down.
Come get me. How about that?
I'll tell you what, Steve. We can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way.
Come on up.
The hard way, on the way to jail, we're going to stop by the hospital.
Oh, maybe I'll come down. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll come down.
9097.
Maybe I won't.
Steve?
97.
Come get me.
They can see a vacancy replacing the space and place where my heart should be. Harping on these emotions, self-loathing, broken. What's wrong with me? A song to me is more than just some bullshit in words. It's the only time some nobody like me will be heard. I was that kid that would get picked last, never the one that would skip class, never the puff when the piff passed. So me and the rap is a mismatch, right? You stereotype, I've been feeling uptight, I've been wanting to fight, I've been up every night as I write and I write. I've been looking for light in the darkest of night, it's a bit of a bite. Dream, that's what they told me. If I listened to your dumb ass, I'd regret it as the old. See, I never claimed to be, cause perfect is perception. Perception is all that they can see. Amazes me, I found a group of people who found faith in me. Team Witt until my death, I'll fucking take that to the grave with me. They can't see through bullshit, so they're left with only fake and weak. 10 writers to write timber, spill my soul and no one's playing me. It's plain to see, they hating me. They take what they can take from me. They'll never find no fake in me. They said my dream was make-believe. Well, thankfully, I use your hate to me to motivate. You see, I can be your everything. Or every day your enemy, or every day your memory. You might just be a friend to me. You spend your time defending me, but me is all I tend to be.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't done one of these in a little while. I hope you guys enjoyed that little surprise video that I decided to add in last second. Yeah, that was some weird stuff, man. I gotta say. Like, dude with a skyjack. Apparently, the story behind that actually is apparently the dude's license had gotten taken down, and yeah, he lost his license, and he decided to drive his skyjack with a case of beer as his seat. Oh, oh my goodness.
Why don't we go ahead and play it again for those that have just shown up?
Oh yeah, sure. Sure, we can go ahead and do that. I can't
What's your
pause
name?
it though, but
Steve?
there you go.
Well, Steve, I can't have you driving up and down the street in this skyjack. You're sitting on beer.
That's for after. I'm not drinking it now.
What about that beer there I saw you drinking coming out of the driveway?
Oh man, I'm just finishing
No,
that
clearly
one
the guy's
from
intoxicated.
earlier.
He had his
Steve,
license
I
removed.
can't have you driving down the road
ahead
in a
of
skyjack
time,
drinking beer.
allegedly, from
Why don't
what
you come on
I
down and talk to
gathered
me here
in
for a
the
minute? Let's figure this
Man,
out.
I gotta get back to work.
And
No,
so
just
he
come
figured
on down, we'll get this
driving
figured
a
out, and we'll get you back
skyjack
to work.
would not,
No.
you know,
Steve, come on down.
that
Steve,
technically doesn't
come
count
on
as
down.
a vehicle,
Come
right?
get me. How about that?
Well,
I
I
tell you
think
what,
what
Steve, we
happened
can do
is
this
this
the
guy
easy way,
got his
or we can do it the
license
hard
taken
way.
away because he got
The
caught
hard
driving
way,
drunk
on the way to
one
jail,
too
we're going to
many
stop by the
times.
hospital.
Oh,
And now he's trying to do it again with a skyjack, which is harder to see and more likely to get hit.
Steve,
come get me.
But yeah, that was a little bit of the stuff that we got to see. But unfortunately, another titan in the anime community has been taken down. Akira Miyazaki, and you know, whoever's in the chat can crucify me about the pronunciation if I fucked it up later.
That was actually proper pronunciation.
Oh, really? Cool. Awesome. I got it right. He passes away at 84. Decent life, you know. Due to bile cancer. So, bile duct cancer. Funeral service will be held Thursday, November 29th, and with his eldest daughter. I mean, most people wouldn't really know him that much, but he has done quite a few different works. And it sucks, but at least, hey, 84, you got to live a pretty long life, though. We can give him that.
Yeah.
We can definitely give him that. But our next thing that we got to discuss is this whole deal of Tumblr. And alright, I don't necessarily like the way that it's phrasing, that it's saying that it was serving child pornography. I believe that it did possibly have it on there, but you know, yeah.
But it's not necessarily the platform's fault. It's the people that are on it. The platform may be at fault for not regulating it a little more, but these social media platforms are attempting to provide freedom of speech. However, with backlash from a lot of things, they're not able to do that anymore. But this is something that should be checked up and should be regulated.
A routine audit revealed content that was not yet included in an industry database of known child sexual abuse material. Alright, well, there's some people that'll agree with Apple, there's some people that'll agree with Tumblr. As for me, I personally, I can see both sides of this, but at the same time, it's one of those subjects that it's just like, ugh. You don't really want to touch it. Hey, what's up, Unholy Mole? How's it going, buddy? But yeah, it's one of those ones that you don't really want to touch. So
Just saying, Tumblr, it can be a bit toxic. I've seen a Tumblrite in person, and it was not pretty.
yeah, I mean, but Tumblr remains available for PlayStation Store and Android. So Tumblr is not actually that, To the parents that are watching in, can I join in? Yeah, sure, man. But to the parents that are watching in, make sure to watch what your kids are watching on the internet. I
And
don't
there's
think
a
that
murder too.
I don't think that I should have to say that, but that's a thing. Uh, Sam and Unholy Mole, just go ahead and hit the waiting room. Actually, I think you guys have the right role to just go ahead and join into the studio. So if you guys want to go ahead and join in, then that's gravy.
Awesome. I just got it.
But yeah, Maestra's currently probably gaming right now. I also check out Maestra on Stream Me. He's a pretty awesome gamer. Sometimes
That's fine, Miss Murder, just whenever you get ready.
yeah. Sometimes you don't know what the hell's going on his stream because of how like blurry and choppy it is. But I heard that Stream Me is currently getting into being like a getting an update, right, Maestra?
According to what their technician guy said on the Ralph report, they're going to be increasing their back end. Like that's on Streamy, the hosting site, not on necessarily anyone using it. It's just you have to understand this was like a third tier streaming site, and decided that it can hold the weight of huge shows. It's not for like 60 frames a second game video yet. But I mean, there's enough people that Twitch is banned and YouTube is banned that it is considerably. I don't know. The site itself is growing quite well. I mean, it is something to take notice of. If nothing else, for the fact that there is now a second tier of audience that cannot use the main platform, so they don't anymore.
Yeah.
And because of that, one of the things that really sucks in business is the concept of a monopoly. And we've had a monopoly in Silicon Valley for many a year now. And
but it isn't a monopoly. It has plenty of competition.
No, but it doesn't, and that's bullshit, and you know it.
But the competition's against each other. It's not a monopoly.
No, that's BS. They can't compete against each other. That's a joke.
Alright.
Let me in my house, motherfucker.
Let's see here. But we got another thing. I mean, I generally don't look into the TMZ too much, but man arrested, threatened to drop bombs in bathroom, claims he meant to poop.
Okay. That's hilarious. Fuck yes. That man needs his freedom, and that's fucking hilarious. he was dropping bombs on the toilet, and they took that to being he was okay.
A New Orleans man
That was a brilliant maneuver.
A New Orleans man was arrested at Willie's Chicken Shack after allegedly claiming he was going to blow up the bathroom.
I know that phrase. I'm gonna go blow up the bathroom right now. You might not want to come in.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean, you know.
Oh my God.
Also, to Unholy Mole, go ahead and hop in a VC, and we'll drag you into the studio, okay?
Yep, that's how it works. But yeah, man.
Context is the thing.
Let's see here. The man in the mugshot, 30-year-old author Posey. I don't know. I tried both of them, bro. I don't know either one. Either way, you're a fucking legend for for having this on your record, all because you wanted to take a shit. He should get like a crown just for that. Like a toilet crown. I don't know. But he basically came in and
Hi, Mole.
Hello.
Hello. Employees told police Posey made a violent threat against the place, allegedly saying,
Oh shit, hold on.
Y'all about to close right now because I'm going to get a bomb and blow this place up.
It's a little harsh, isn't it?
He was explaining that he was...
I had a question for you.
What's up?
You know I do my coffee streams Wednesday, Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking I want to do a conspiracy stream some day during the week in the evening. Maybe me, you, and Mad, or like at least me and you as regulars, maybe Mad as regular too, and then maybe we can add guests, there. But I want to stick to mostly conspiracies on my evening. And I know you're into conspiracy shit, so.
Yeah. Yep.
So so I figured, I'd let you in. So.
Okay.
I was thinking, are you gonna be up tomorrow morning?
Maybe. I
Around
believe so.
10 Central?
Yeah, I should be.
There's a thing I've seen about the Flavian dynasty of Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Invented Christianity as a safeguard against the Jews revolting. Really interesting. I wanted to talk about that.
That actually does sound interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And we do actually have a couple of articles that are going to be. We do actually have a couple of articles that are religious in the future.
It's weird though. Like when you start putting out content regularly, you get subs. Odd. Like I remember when I had like 12 subs, I thought no one's ever subbed to me. I'm up to like I don't know, like 275 or some shit like that, 273. Where almost 300. I know that much, but fuck that fucking boggles my mind.
Yeah. All right. So, he was meaning blowing up the bathroom. He's due back in court later this month where he'll try to convince a judge the allegations are just a bunch of crap. He's facing two counts of communicating false information of planned arson. He's facing fucking 2 counts for just saying that he's gonna blow up the bathroom.
I got something to talk about when you're done with that one. What do you guys think about that missionary got killed by the fucking North Sentinelese? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, do you have the article?
Yeah, I can look the article up real quick. Give me a second. I'm packing a bowl.
Yeah, go ahead and post it in Edge of Reality or the newsroom.
Okay.
You can take your pick.
You hadn't heard about that though?
No.
That's crazy, dude. I'll show it to you in a minute. Christians are up in arms, dude. Like, once I explain it a little bit more, you'll get a better understanding of why it's so bizarre. Okay, let me find this out.
Yeah.
Fucking mouse. I want to cooperate with me, you son of a bitch.
This whole time we're live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Unholy Mole.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And hey Sam, welcome.
Hello. Hi, Sam. Hello, Sensei.
Sam.
Lady Wolfheart. Hello.
I don't know if I've ever met you. Hello.
I don't think so.
I am the unholy mole.
Well, if you're truly unholy, we should get along just fine.
Yeah, I'm a very ardent atheist. Most of my content is usually pretty atheist based.
I'm Cadenite, so I'm I'm not with you, but I get you.
That's okay, no problem. I don't have nothing against Christians as long as you're not trying to convert me.
Oh no, I'm not Christian.
Okay, good girl.
That's Cadenite.
She's on the same side of the fence as me.
What's that?
Pagan.
Oh, that's fine. I can get behind that. If I was gonna worship a god, I'd probably go with the Norse. Yeah. I just like the Norse people.
Anyway, we will.
Moving on.
Yeah, we will continue to 20 Florida towns are drinking toxic, cancer-causing water.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, so natural selection?
Chromium 6
I'll be right back.
apparently is the thing that's making this happen, I guess. But let's take a look.
Okay. Just kind of reading into this a little bit. I'm wondering why they're comparing California to Florida, because California, as we all know, their environmental laws are a lot higher.
Their environmental laws actually kind of suck.
Yeah.
Their environmental law. I mean, look at what's happening right now. I mean, half the state is burning. Yet that's not because they have such a high priority on their environmental laws. That's because they haven't been taking care of their forests. California, the state of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
See, they haven't been disturbing the forest because they didn't want to disturb the wildlife that's endangered there.
Yeah, but they could have at least
Yeah, but
combed
the
it.
thing is that...
Yeah, I know. That's what I was about to say.
But
I just keep getting flashbacks of the Smokey the Bear
only
PSAs
you
that
can
used to go on in the
prevent
90s.
forest fires. Or
was
the
it-
McGruff the Crime Hound. Anybody remember
Anytime
McGruff?
somebody mentions Smokey the
I
Bear,
remember McGruff.
I think of the shirt my dad had that was the beer bear.
Yeah.
But man, you can't say that you're gonna blow up a bathroom, man. I'm still salty about that.
That was an amazing story.
But I mean, all right. So we got chromium 6. Now, what the hell is chromium 6? My people might add. Dargun, what the fuck is chromium 6? Well, chromium is a metallic element that's odorless and tasteless. Now, I don't know why the fuck they're putting them in the water, but stems from natural chromium deposit erosion or industrial processes and is a carcinogen. Alright, well, you people down in Florida, man, you guys have alligators, you guys have people that are fucking insane, and now the water's trying to kill you. Get the fuck out of Florida, guys. Get the fuck out of Florida. Just go. Just fucking leave.
I just came back to hear about Florida, but I'm taking it something crazy happening in Florida as usual.
I mean, now their water's trying to kill them.
Okay, is it just me, or is Florida becoming the United States version of Australia?
Kinda.
I
Kinda.
think so.
But with retirees.
Hey, is anybody besides me think of Australia as kind of like a redneck version of the British?
You stole that from Robin Williams.
No, he said that.
Yes, you did. Yes,
I might have stolen it from him and not realized it.
you definitely stole it from him.
It's
I'm
very
calling
possible.
you. I'm calling you on it.
You could be very well be right. I don't remember doing it, but you're probably right. I probably just remember.
But yeah, I mean,
don't remember where I heard it. You know what I mean?
I mean, still, it's 20 different like, okay, so we got 1993. A mom decided to put an end to it in California, but it's apparently still happening in Florida. So there's 20 different areas showed levels that exceeded 0.02 ppb.
Parts per
This is
billion.
a little
That's parts per
chemistry.
billion.
Yep.
Here, chromium-3 would be 3 molecules of chromium for each thing, and then chromium-6 would be 6 molecules. A lot of problems with chemicals that we have whenever they become carcinogenic is whenever they're in overabundance attached to a single molecule. Like in this case, I think, I'm not entirely sure, I'd have to go back and read a chemistry book, but there's only a certain number of attachments each molecule can have.
Yeah.
And if a molecule has too many, that's when we have issues with them being radioactive or other such things.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that.
Or they turn. I found that article about that boy. North Sentinel Island tribes who are believed to have killed trusting U.S. missionary. Do you guys know what the North Sentinel Island is? It's like the pre-Neolithic tribe that's like had no contact with people for like 60,000 years.
Have you posted
Let's
the article?
let him pull up the article.
Oh, in any case, so an American Christian believed to have been engaged in missionary work appears to have been killed by tribes.
I need the article before.
Oh yeah, you want me to send it to you? Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll send it to me. Sorry, home. Sorry, home slice. You want me to put it in the
Newsroom will be fine.
Yeah, newsroom.
chat? Newsroom and Discord?
Yeah, there's under convo starters.
Okay. I found it. Okay. There you go. That way I don't have to read it to you. Bam. There you go.
Alright. Now I can go ahead and put that in. But what first let's go ahead and finish this article. What do you guys think about this? Like, what do you Kimpo?
She had to go.
Oh, Maestro, what do you think about it?
About the chromium in the water? Well, the major question is, where is it coming from? Is it a spill off? Is it an atmospheric rainwater issue? I mean, you can't just uproot the third most populated state in the nation. Like, that's not a viable solution.
The study suggests that negligent manufacturing waste practices cause the chromium-6 contamination.
Okay, so it's in the water supply. So my response is this is yet another problem, an industrial problem. You can't really solve this long term. I mean, it's standard procedure. You go in, you clean up, you build a company for the cleanup, give people, unfortunately, checks and insurance for the whatever crap they develop from it, and just hope that nobody dies excessively painfully. I mean, this is that's the peanut butter that's done off of the amount of wood chip or of wood. Sorry, wood. Chipmunk you're allowed to have in your peanut butter. That's why they test it for salmonella. I mean, it's that same mindset.
Yeah, they have pretty stringent safety precautions.
Okay.
Or they should anyway. I would hope.
Likely do. I mean, the point that I was getting at though is the fact that there's not much that you can do about this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's the same problem that you pretty much always have. If you leave industry to its own device, it will cut corners to save money.
Oh yeah. Guaranteed.
Okay, and but yeah, I completely agree. We need to get Captain Planet back, guys.
Really?
Captain Planet.
Either that or we need to get M. Bison in here and we need to have him take over. I still found it hilarious that M. Bison was actually turned out that he was actually trying to do the world good. Also, Unholy Mole, I don't know how you did it, but CNN. Everybody keep in mind about the CNN part because that's going to be something else later. North Sentinel Island tribespeople believed to have killed trespassing U.S. missionary.
Yeah.
I saw a meme about this the other day. It was like Christians killing outsiders during the witch trials. Everything's fine. They and I'm misquoting this. I know I am, but this and then it's like tribesman enters illegally. Everybody loses their minds when they wind up dead.
Yeah, exactly. And you know the thing is this island is supposed to be off limits to everybody. It's illegal to even go near there. So he went there at his own peril.
So you're telling me that these guys are Border Patrol world champions?
Well, no, what I'm saying is these people are fucking so hostile to outsiders. They've literally been apart from everybody.
So you're saying that they protect the borders better than anyone else can protect their borders in the world so far. And they do it with a fucking bow and arrow.
Yeah, and dude, they're pre-Neolithic. They don't even start their own fire. They wait until lightning strikes something to catch it on fire. That's how far back they are. But yeah, they and not. But look, think about this. Not only what if he brought this over, fucking wiped out the last of that tribe? I mean, think about that. You know, that'd be fucking horrible to wipe out. I mean. And it's supposed to be protected land. It's a sovereign nation, protected by India. He had to hire people on the black market to take him over there. I mean, it's horrible tragedy that he died. But is it surprising? Absolutely not.
I don't even say that this is a tragedy. I would dare say that this is not a tragedy.
I mean, would you say he got what was coming to him? He should have known better.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
He definitely should have known that this could have happened. And I believe that this is one of those types of people that they're the ones that they'll hold up their Bible, and if an arrow hits the Bible, then they're just going to go towards that area more because God protected them.
Yeah, they'll find some reason to fucking make it a sign from God, right?
It'll be justified.
This is a sign from God that
No.
they don't want people there. God doesn't want people from outside
Right.
there.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
the thing is
I'm.
all these
I
Christians
just,
are up in arms and they want justice. Well, what justice are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Fucking try a whole fucking tribe worth of people? You know, I mean, if anybody's victim, they are. They just want to be left alone. He's the
Yeah,
one
they
that
kept telling
bothered them.
him. They kept telling him, "Hey, don't fuck with these people.
Well,
Hey, don't."
there's nothing but warning. Nothing but warning. Like it is like strongly suggested. Do not go there. You will die. And if you don't want to listen to the fucking warnings and you go there anyway, thinking that a football, a Bible, and some fucking safety pins are gonna save your life, then you're either fucking living in a fantasy world or fucking I don't know, but
Yeah.
if I can just jump in real quick, just interject really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth, but it's sort of kind of related to this particular article. Now, Vash, you know I have no deep love for Christians. You, Miestra, you can, confirm.
I'm waiting to see where you go with this.
However, first of all, this article, this is a guy who did believe in his faith, so much so that he was willing to risk life and limb.
Right.
That I can't knock him for it.
No,
I cannot knock him for it. But more importantly, what you were saying, Unholy Mole, with, the Christians being up in arms, well, I can't bash them anymore.
Oh, no, you can't blame them for it, but I mean, they also can't.
1 second.
All right. I understand their anger and their frustration with it all, but they can't. I mean, them islanders don't.
I mean,
don't follow our
that's like
rules
just saying. That's like saying, "Hey, there's a dog, and they're gonna bite." Hey, there's a dog. It might bite. Why are you going towards it? It bit you.
No. This is like a Christian going on a mass murder spree and getting killed, and then wanting justice on the cops for killing him because they were doing God's work. No matter what they were doing, they were doing God's work.
Whoa, what did I miss?
How did you get that?
Yeah, like legitimately, I feel like I missed it.
It was an analogy.
Yeah.
But it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't see how that's remotely like a killing spree, but
well, what I'm saying though is he broke the law.
That's not the same as killing someone.
He broke the law though.
Remotely the same.
It's not okay for them.
It's not alright to fucking okay. Alright, you cannot make the argument that it is alright for him to be dead because he broke the law carte blanche. Because what happens when it's a law you don't approve of?
I think she just got a little bit flustered at the whole thing.
That doesn't work. I'm all for castle doctrine, your own land, in your own place, with lethal force if necessary. I understand that, but if he deserved to be dead because he broke the law, that's not a good place to go.
No, I'm with you there, Miastra. But what I was trying to say beforehand is that, and again, I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth, but there are greater evils in this world than the Christians flipping their shit. There are much greater evils in this world that we ought to be worried about. So I'm actually making it a point to not bash the Christians as much as I would love to tear into this guy for what he did. A Darwin award right here, but he did not deserve to die for following his faith and for believing in his faith.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
I cannot say that. I will not imply that, and I just want to make that very, very clear.
I will, however, say there is some common sense that could have helped him right there. I
Yeah.
understand that
I
he
mean-
was under the assumption that God would protect him and that he could go and convert these people, but at the same time,
forcible conversion. I have an issue with that.
all
but
right. Well,
the
that's
thing-
I haven't read the articles, so I mean, you don't know if that was what his goal was.
Yeah, if that was that's not in the article. Was what I was trying to say.
As cheesy as this sounds, but maybe he was there for other reasons than forcible conversion. I mean,
Yeah, well, yes, that's kind of what I was trying to get
That's
at.
pretty much how the assumption is towards,
Alright.
like, that's the way that I've assumed on it, is that he was trying to lead these people to Christ, and
Yeah, that's not all that missionaries do, though.
yeah,
no,
That's like-
could
that's just
have been
one
trying to
thing
help
of
civilize
dozens.
them, or help with them with food and everything else.
I mean, hell,
But
there's
they were told
a mission.
repetitively
There's a well,
not
yes,
to
but
go there.
you have to understand is that when it comes to faith, the more you tell someone no, the more likely they're going to do it, especially when you put faith into the mix. But my point is basically, this dude did not deserve to die just because of what he did.
Oh no, no one
He died as a
deserves.
consequence due to what he did.
No one
Now-
deserves to die. I will say that. No one deserves. No one deserves a
I
death.
could debate on that.
But at the same time, everything has a consequence, and those consequences can end up like that, just as just as this one did. I mean,
Yeah, so that's just my.
To me, I would bring up the same way that I would say that faith in that case is a very dangerous thing. Just like in the same way that people could say
in extremes is dangerous. Anything in extremes, even paganism in extremes, can be incredibly dangerous. Everything in moderation. This article kind of reminds me of something. Nestor, you may remember this article, but it was an article about the preacher or whatever, like some backyard preacher. I forget what his name was. He was holding 2 diamondback rattlesnakes, not defanged, not did not have their venom glands removed. Were legit, wild snakes. They were wild animals.
But Excel in the chat says when he got shot at the first time, he shouldn't have went back. Darwin Award worthy, but deserve is not the word of choice. Yes, I agree, Excel.
Word of choice, yes, but yes.
And then
but
Excel.
As I was trying to.
Oh, go ahead.
I was trying to say was that this preacher, basically, he was holding 2 live diamondback rattlesnakes, or I think it was copperheads, maybe. Either way, he refused an ambulance being there because, in his words, he believed that if he had enough faith in his God, that the snakes would not bite him. Now, to a point, this could have worked because animals do generally tend to react to what you're doing as a human. If you start to act afraid, then a dog will begin to act afraid. So to a small percentage, this might have worked if he had been calm enough to where, or if the snakes had been calm enough. Unfortunately for him, that did not work, and majority rules or majority percentage rules. This man was bitten and he died subsequently.
Yeah. But Excel also says he's up there with the cyclists that decided to show how peaceful Islam is by biking around the Middle East.
Oh, see, that's an article I didn't see. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I saw that one. It was predictable and tragic, and I felt
Does anyone else feel like they're watching like?
where it's like Well, no, I felt a very similar feeling because what they're doing at that point is that they so wholeheartedly believe in their ideology that they're willing to bet their life to prove it.
Well,
And it
yeah,
doesn't always
yeah.
go well. I mean, it doesn't matter if
I
we're
mean,
talking
it
about
often doesn't go
theology.
well.
It doesn't matter if we're talking about a theology or if we're talking about a pure ideology. I mean, they have the same basic response when carried on an extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
This got very depressing
I saw
very
another
quickly.
article where it was like a couple went to the Middle East to prove how safe it was and got killed. Like, there's been a couple of those that have happened relatively recently.
Yeah, well.
All right, now, along with the
Who's got
CNN, now, Maestra, is CNN an American network?
She's been American for about 20 years, actually, going on 20 years.
Fake news. That's fake news, Maestra.
Absolutely true. When
that
Karen
is
Holding moved out of America, this is after it reincorporated and moved its headquarters to the most popular.
that is fake news because Trump is suggesting creating a U.S. worldwide network to compete with CNN. That is our next article.
No, that doesn't make CNN an American company, though. Its world headquarters isn't here. The company that owns it isn't here. There's a lot of things when determining the national. I mean, it was started in America, sure. Doesn't mean it's still American, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there is a difference between those two things.
So, President Donald Trump on Monday suggests the United States should create a worldwide network to combat the unfair way the country is treated by the media, saying CNN doesn't have enough competition overseas. All right, throughout.
I can't argue with it. Holy crap! I can't believe I'm about to say it. He's not. Yeah, no, Trump isn't.
He
not wrong.
Doesn't seem to be wrong
about it, but he's not wrong. Have you sampled international news? Do you know what the?
I've seen international.
No, I was asking what's the variety of international news channels?
Well, you have one of the non-biased channels. You got the BBC.
Okay.
You got CNN, and then and I can't remember a non-biased one, but then they cover their stories like completely. No, it is a network, but they cover all of their shit as non-biased as they can. That's just like, oh, this plane happened, this thing happened, the polls, here's the statistics for this, and they just cover that type of stuff.
That there should be an unbiased as humanly possible network where you can actually get your news from, because I can't watch Fox or CNN or any of the major news networks because I lose my shit with them every single time.
Mm-hmm.
The bias is absolutely disgusting. And hello, Knives. How are you? Glad to hear you're back from the hospital.
Yep.
Lots of pain, lots of stitches.
You need to speak up, Knives. We can barely hear you.
Or put the mic closer.
Yeah. Wow, you do not sound well, my friend.
No, so many stitches, so much pain.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
It's all good. I'm just gonna sit here quietly.
Alright, well, hopefully we'll be entertaining for you.
Alrighty.
Let's see here. So, CNN is now gonna get it's gonna get some competition from the Trumpster. The Trump.
Can we call him the Trumpinator?
Let's just say this. This article doesn't say anything about actually creating one. This was a suggestion in a Twitter post from Donald
Well,
Trump.
we already know that he loves to tweet the American people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He is.
something doesn't mean that it's going to become a thing.
I still loved his idea of the Space Force. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was magical. But there is one thing I have to say, and I can't believe I'm saying this publicly either. But there is one thing that I actually do believe was actually smart to a point that he actually did physically say, and that was when he wanted to arm the teachers. I just have one little tweak on that. One little tweak. We should have armed teachers. We should definitely reinstate firearm safety into the PE classes across this country. That actually used to be a thing. I remember my grandfather telling me about this and how, that's how he learned how to use a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, we still have
I mean,
them.
granted, this man was, he didn't even make it to high school and, was, kind of senile, but I actually did look it up and he was actually correct.
We still have a few of them in the South where I'm at, like, but it's more of hunting.
They offer you a hunter's ed education course.
Yep.
And they also have trap shooting as a sport.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they make sure that you watch at least one of the videos in an agri class, because it's required that you take agriculture.
Interesting. Oh, actually, good news and kind of off topic, but this Friday, I'm going to be signing up. There's a friend of mine who actually runs a required class for the conceal and carry and the firearms identification card that I need to do for my state. I'll be possibly going this Saturday, so I will get started on my, firearms.
Huh, cool.
Identification card. So, yay!
But
I get to be a Marine, and it's going to be fun.
Speaking,
just as psychotic as I am.
Speaking of Trump and the wall, everybody has to say about Trump. Everybody talks about Trump. They always know about building the wall.
You know what? At this point, build the fucking wall.
Cards Against Humanity buys an area of the U.S. border to prevent Trump from building his wall.
Oh, Cards Against Humanity. No, why you do this? Why you do this? I love that game. Why you do this?
A foul-mouthed card game has joined Democrats, environmentalists, and immigrant advocates in fighting Donald Trump's proposed border wall.
To me, we don't need a wall. We just need a whole bunch of rednecks and former military personnel just to stand out there, and that'll take care of it.
And it said, if you voted for Trump, a website launched by Cards Against Humanity said, you might want to sit this one out. Oh, Cards Against Humanity just throwing shade.
You know what? I'm still going to play the game, and I still love the game. I can't.
It's Cards Against Humanity. You expect them to not throw shade?
Yeah, like legitimately, seriously.
But to buy it.
Companies sold me products that I liked without getting political about it. Just a thought.
Yeah.
No, I'm being quite serious. It doesn't have to be 24/7 politics, everything, everywhere, all the time. It really doesn't. I find it rather odd that it's becoming that way.
I mean, I'll still enjoy Cards Against Humanity regardless. I mean, it's a fucking fun game. But I still also find it hilariously, like, it's like that's something that I would see, like, the game doing. So yeah, why the fuck not?
Welcome to the Bank of Dargun.
I don't know. Fair enough.
But
Look at it.
they decided to buy a small section of the wall just to keep it as it. Why not Trump just meet them halfway and just turn that into like a gated area?
No, you just that'll get a public indemnity, and it'll just be annexed. If they have the wall finished. No, realistically, if we build an actual border wall, a 1,176-mile border wall, at that point, they're gonna take back however big that is. I doubt that that's miles of border that they managed to buy. I mean, at that point, it'll just be listed as a national public works project like Hoover Dam was, and it just is at that point. So this is mostly posturing. It doesn't really serve a purpose.
I kind of have to agree with you there.
Yeah.
Master, I really do. But I just have one issue with the wall. How are we going to get past the mountain range that's there and the fucking river that is also there?
That depends on which wall there is actually built. I mean, you have to get into the exact model of wall that is being built.
They're gonna continually build the wall, and they're gonna build a wall under the water, and they're gonna build a wall on top of the water and over the mountain. It's gonna be a custom-made wall that's gonna cut into all of it.
Well, that is the most likely answer if they do go full stem with that. As silly as you made that sound, it would be.
Yeah, but I also have but one more inquiry. What about planes?
Well,
because last I checked, there was about I want to say it was like a 45% of all the immigrants come over through a plane.
Yeah,
legally and just overstay their visa.
No, that's abuse of the visa system. That's not the same thing as just walking across the border. Like you don't typically get like a cigar boat to bring you up the shoreline and dump you off, nor do you get a tiny little prop plane to kick you out at low enough that you can do a mini parachute jump. Like no, that's not how people get into the country. You know, you come here on a valid.
I'm sorry, the visual right there was amazing there, Master. That was an amazing visual. The little prop plane. The little prop duster.
All right. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm in a good mood.
But,
there's one thing. I actually haven't heard this argument before from the environmental effects of building a wall this size. There would be some environmental effects. I can't quite remember which ones, but there would be some.
Oh yeah, I heard that actually.
Minor. I mean, realistically, you cannot. A man-made structure that would be a wall to affect weather you would be talking Great Wall of China size wall, and that's not what they're talking about.
Oh no. I thought she was talking about like environmental, like animals, plants.
Oh yeah,
migration.
It'll fuck with the animal life, which will in turn fuck with the plant life, because migration along that massive border will end at that point.
Yep.
I don't think we want to.
Well,
I don't know. To me, that's more of a worry than anything else. Is that some of the animals there are very endangered and very key parts to the ecosystem. So I'm a little.
Well, no, you're talking about a national project. It's not going to get stopped over, the spotted owl nonsense. Like that.
But I like the spotted owl. They're cute.
Okay, yes, they're adorably cute. That's fantastic. But that only worked because they were going after individual logging companies. They weren't going after a unified government works project. Like, it's not going to stop it.
I would also like to I would
Yeah,
also like
just
to
looking
point
at
out that I believe I forget which Bushman administration tried to actually build a wall as well. One of them, but there are still, I want to say, 19 different lawsuits that are still on the courts, active in the courts right now from that alone. I don't think this wall is ever going to be built, regardless.
Probably will, actually, because of the way that Trump's going about it. I mean, it's a little scummy, but considering the fact that they haven't been allowed it to come to an open vote, I don't necessarily think it's game breaking scummy. The way he's doing it through FEMA appropriation funding. I mean, that was the whole bitch that was floated before the whole migrant caravan nonsense started.
Here, just,
Supposedly he was bringing, FEMA relief, and then hurricane hit the East Coast, and FEMA reacted just fine. So everyone dropped that line of thinking. But that's how he's been funding the wall, is through that. And Vash is not wrong when he says that it will be a continuous year by year project, until it's just fucking done.
Yeah.
I mean, the Army Corps of Engineers.
I actually think maybe this could also be a good thing, though, too. This wall, though.
Well,
it would be a very interesting tourist attraction.
Not really. Typically, border walls don't make it like.
I don't know. Great Wall of China seems to be doing all right.
Yeah, but that's several thousand years after it was made. It's no longer an actual military installation. It's no longer being used for its original purpose. It is instead a piece of antiquity that you go and see just how amazing it is that a more primitive man hauled this with beast and rope. Like that is more the attraction there. Like, let's not joke.
Yeah. But now we also believe we covered a different deal about the white males around their early 20s to
oh yeah, that's millennial and Gen Z men, because it's 18 to 45 are just underemployed or not employed at all. Yeah, I remember covering that with you.
Well, Bill Kristol says lazy white working class should be replaced by new Americans.
Well, that's
can we just not?
No. The amusing part isn't the fact it was said. The amusing part is for all the years that was called a mark of hate speech on various platforms, and how ridiculous that is. That you would, people claiming to be in the center right were, plastered as horribly racist, bigoted people for saying that's what the left was doing. And now they're outright admitting it. So it's kind of funny. Controls have been put in place on the internet to cover those types of things. I find that rather amusing. I don't know if you guys find that rather amusing or not, but I find that rather amusing.
Well, let's go ahead and give it up for us. Like, how is that exactly amusing in a non-amazing articles? Yeah, I try to. I'm actually thinking about doing this at least once a week, give or take. I do find articles, but I normally don't do this unless I have something interesting for us to all talk about. But,
what might that be?
Yeah.
What do you got interesting?
Huh?
What have you got interesting?
Well, I mean, we've been talking about interesting stuff.
You just said you got something interesting to talk about.
Oh no, I say I usually.
You woke up to discount Deadpool, Vash.
Yeah.
Now you must suffer.
You're.
Oh, by the way, check your DMs. I sent you possibly the most Australian thing I've ever
read. All right.
Can that be one of them, please?
Yeah, we'll cover that in just a second. That one's strange, but Yeah, we got a, let's see here. Here's a quote from Crystal. Look, to be totally honest, if things are so bad as you say with the white working class, don't you want to get new Americans in? Crystal told author Charles Murray during an event hosted
That is
by the
capitalism at its
American
finest. If one thing isn't working, we replace it.
Enterprise Institute titled It Came Apart, What's Next for a Fractured Culture. Murray recently wrote a book entitled Coming Apart, which focuses on the cultural separation between the wealthiest and most educated white Americans and the poorest and least educated white Americans. Alright, well, whew.
You know, rich and well educated aren't mutually exclusive. I'd like to point that out.
Oh no, it's not. But what they're talking about is the higher class and the lower class.
I'd also like to say I don't fully believe that there is, at least not the type of racism that gets pushed by certain agendas. I believe it is more to the effect of classism more than it is racism. That's just a personal opinion of mine, though.
Yeah, and there is a class to I mean,
Classism.
yeah, there is a huge gap between these two because, you know, for fuck's sake,
We as poor.
this is like, oh, this I haven't slapped myself in the forehead this hard since I heard somebody try and say that poor people was a mental disease.
Well, I hate to be this person, but to what extent were they saying this? I mean, I could see it as in a figurative sense.
No. They were saying that, you know, in order to be poor, you had to be mentally ill. So it was a very strange.
Okay. I see what they were. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm like, well, if you went for, the victim complex, yeah, okay, I could kind of see that.
And hello, Pisces Queen. Hopefully everybody's being entertained to this. But, oh my goodness, we have another quote by him. Crystal said that he hopes this thing isn't being...
Is this a white man saying this?
Yeah, no, he's a famous left-wing thought leader, and
is there a picture of this guy?
I'm listening so attentively because
oh yeah, right here.
He's been one of the people that's been leading the charge on the fact that this is all a giant, ridiculous, shell game that the right is playing, and this is not what's thought at all. Please, by all means, pay attention to this or that. And it's rather interesting to hear this individual just outright say this, on the other hand, because
they're actually being honest.
Well, it's not so much than being honest. I'm just surprised because it means a lot of the shtick that they've been selling for a very long time can be dug up and be like, yeah, but this isn't what you said here, and this isn't what you said here. So what do you actually mean?
Yeah, I mean they're figuring out that the internet doesn't forget.
Yep. No, it does not.
And your Miranda rights is true to a fucking T on the internet. Anything you can
say will be used against you in the court of the internet.
Yes.
And it will be memed.
And it will not forget. The internet will never, ever forget. And
it's starting to forgive a little bit, so that's kind of a good thing.
The internet can forgive, but it will never forget.
Hey, you can't have both, is my point.
Yeah.
You can have one, but you cannot have both. I mean, never forgiving, never forgetting. Well, you can have a long-term.
You can forgive someone for something, but you can. It's called giving. It's called a second chance, there, Master.
Yeah, but the internet didn't give you a second chance for the entire time I've known it and seen it in working order. Had a pseudo relationship with it. Been like, God damn, internet, you're an abusive bitch. Like, I do what I want.
Well, it is. It is, but we love it anyway.
But we got a video here, so let's go ahead.
Oh no, can we not?
Let's go ahead and look into this. The internet will. All right, Anon says.
Never forgetty about our spaghetti.
Nobody touch up my spaghetti. But let's go ahead and get right into this little video.
That was magical. Thank you for that, Anon.
Look, to be totally honest, if things are so bad as you say with the white working class, don't you want to get new Americans in who aren't going to be? I'm serious. You can make a case that this is going on too long and this is too crazy, probably, and I hope this thing isn't being videotaped or ever shown anywhere. Whatever tiny pathetic future I have is going to be totally collapsed. You can make a case that America has been great because every I think John Adams said this at the beginning, right? Basically, if you're in a free society, a capitalist thriving society, after 2, 3, 4 generations of hard work, everyone becomes kind of decadent, lazy, spoiled, whatever. And then luckily, you have these waves of people coming in from Italy and Ireland and Russia and now Mexico who really want to work hard and really want to succeed and really want their kids to live better lives than them and aren't sort of clipping coupons or hoping that they can hang on. And meanwhile, grew up with spoiled kids and so forth. So in that respect, I don't know why this moment is that different from the early 20th century or the mid-19th century.
Somebody else a chance to ask a question at this point.
Don't you want to rebut me briefly, though? You want to say,
yeah, we can talk about it. You just get some rest.
I'll be quiet now.
All right, so basically, he just called them lazy, spoiled, whatever, after 2 or 3 generations of hard work. I mean, it couldn't possibly be because they're getting tired of working for fucking peanuts, could it?
Nah.
Or possibly because we have a bunch of people that have constantly said to the white males, oh, you're a piece of shit. You're a misogynist. You're a racist. Fuck you. And now we have people that have said, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck this fucking system. It's fixed against me, so why even play? It becomes the whole quote of war games. It's that very last part where the AI is going up against the AI and says, a curious game. The only way to win is not to play. How about a relaxing game of chess?
I have to see that. I have to watch that movie again. I haven't seen it.
Young Matthew Broderick.
So basically, that's what these people are doing. They are saying the only way that I can win is not to play. So I'm not going to play by your system anymore. Fuck your 9 to 5 because it's the only thing. Oh, you're wanting me to have kids? Well, why have kids whenever the women get the kids? And I have to pay half of my paycheck for the rest of my life. Why is it that what goal do you have for these people that are this way currently? And you call them lazy. I honestly
don't blame them.
And you call them lazy like that's going to actually help them. But you would rather have these people from Argentina than you, sir. You are fucking problem. You are part of the problem. You are part of the problem that this country is facing right now. All because you don't want to give a little bit extra of your fucking money to the people that are breaking their fucking backs somewhere that you've invested in. Anybody know how much of a surplus that most factory workers get? Anybody?
No.
Most of the profits. Does anybody know the percentage of the profits that general workers get from their companies? You would be going really, really well with a company if it was even 3%. And that's astoundingly well. So yes, in the sense of I am titled on a couple of places as the distinct capitalist, mainly because people like this should never be the head of a company.
Agreed.
The reason why is because they look at the people as numbers and they don't look at them as actual people anymore.
I'm sorry, someone just sent something to me on Twitter and it's amazing.
So, Bill Crystal, I hope that this burns your fucking career and you become a laughingstock.
Wait, he's not already a laughingstock?
Oh, well, he used to be a pretty good runner. But I mean, now that you're basically saying that the white working class and just the working class in general, these people that are already American citizens that are busting their fucking ass, most of them, some of them are broken because the factories that they were a part of shut down, all because they were outsourced. But you're saying, oh, well, let's let these fucking people come in and let's let them have this because they're harder workers. Fuck you. Go die in a fucking fire, Bill Crystal. If I see you, I will slap your ass into the next fucking shadow plane. That's what I have to say about that. Sorry for ranting. I didn't think I was gonna rant that much about that one, but holy fuck.
Damn, is all I have to say.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, why kick on these people that are already, you know, they're what was the whole 90s generation was the fucking they were nihilistic, right? Right?
Oh yeah.
They were very nihilistic. Now, what comes after fucking nihilism?
Depends on the culture and the time in history. Like, typically it's a callback to a fundamental traditionalist culture in the next generation.
I was going to say sociopath.
No. I mean, you can see that in the power structure of religion, perhaps, but no, typically it's a traditionalist callback.
I was making a joke.
Rarely do you see a secondary generation that's more nihilistic and more consumeristic. Like, basically what happened is because of the technology boom and handheld portables, people, you know, kept the consumerism, nihilism of the Gen X and just ran with it. And, you know, the generation that's actually following that trend is Gen Z. And they are very fundamentalist and highly religious. They are the most conservative generation.
That scares me a little bit, just a small bit.
And we actually have...
I don't do well with overly religious people.
We actually do have another thing about religion.
Oh God, here we go.
And Sam, this one's on your end.
Crap.
Number of witches rises dramatically across U.S. as millennials reject Christianity.
I will say this once. and only once. Snowflakes, get out of my religion unless you're going to do it correctly. And the correct way to do it is not through the internet.
Well, I
And
will.
why is this woman praying like a Christian in front of an altar?
I will let you say pause, and I will pause the video every time that you say
I
pause.
can't hear it though, dude. I can't hear it.
Oh no, you'll be able to hear it through the live stream. Just
Sure?
yes, whenever you're wanting to put in your input, you can say pause.
All right, start the cringe. Let's do this.
All right, just
I'm
remember
ready.
it'll
Let's
take
go.
a couple seconds before it actually pauses on the stream for you.
Meanwhile, in Australia, it's still Australia, just on fire at the moment.
Let it burn. Purge the land of its evils.
All right, here we go.
When you think of witches, you probably imagine pointy hats, black caps, and broomsticks. Evil hags are young women dressed all.
Then we'd be able to hear within stream because you just present your side, especially since you stream to YouTube. Just a thought.
To do what?
Use a Hangout instead, since you stream to YouTube. So that way you can present your screen.
Yeah.
So that way everyone would hear in tandem with you, as opposed to delayed via stream.
Yeah, because I can't hear any of it.
Just a thought.
True. Well, I mean, I can set up something real quick.
Yeah, maybe we should cut this and then
quick set it up, invite, you're good, then pick it right back up with part 2, because then you can share media directly through your presentation.
yeah.
Oh well.
Then we can actually hear it.
We'll just basically. Oh wait, no, my circle. There we go.
She can't do that. I think she's on a phone.
Takes like 2 seconds to do, Vash.
Oh yeah, she's on her phone.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Damn.
Yeah, which you can use it. Do you have an Android? Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, Hangouts is built into your phone automatically.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I
So
just realized I've been muted all this time.
Wow.
Well then, go ahead and say everything that you want to say.
I can't remember now. I'm pothead, so I'm burnt out.
I loved how Southern that sounded. Just gonna say that.
Fair enough. You guys can have come on Unholy Roll sometime.
I can't understand a word you just said, honey.
I said you guys gonna have to come on Unholy Mole sometime and hang out on my channel.
Yeah.
Like a stream of
But
content.
no, seriously, Vash, set up the Hangouts so I can actually hear what the hell is being said.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on that right now.
Yeah, my headset's being. Or I might be mumbling. I did take my nap.
Yeah, but let's see here. We'll cover this video a little bit later.
Can I ask you a question about videos, Vash?
What?
If I cannot get my audio to play back on OBS. What I've been using VLC player. Why can't I hear my audio?
Using a VLC player, like you're using the audio through the file. Like, are you putting the file on OBS?
Yes.
Then it's going to just run it automatically as soon as you go onto that scene. Whenever you go onto the scene, it'll run it automatically, and then you're gonna have to transition it from another scene.
How do I get the audio to play from the video?
It will automatically play. It just won't play for you. It'll play for your audience. It'll be on the stream.
Who the hell let Buffalo Bill in here?
Okay, see,
Guys,
Now,
let me
so you're saying the audience can hear?
Go ahead, Maestra.
Well, I was gonna say, you guys have a good night. My dinner's ready, so I'm gonna go eat. You all take care now.
All right,
good night,
later,
buddy.
man. But yes, your audience will be able to hear it. You will not.
Okay, that's what I'm working on. Okay, thank you, buddy.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, but basically, this phenomenon is now I'm hoping to get a new group. Okay, now I need Sam. I need like an email or something to be able to start the hangout, or I'm not sure. I haven't used Hangouts. Okay. Saying to do contacts, hangout style, or no, that's not what I'm wanting. I have not used Hangouts in a very long time. Horribly outdated on it.
Right, well, I'll get a hold of you in the morning, Vash. I'm gonna hop out for now.
Yep, alright.
But I'll get a hold of you probably around, you're in Central Time, aren't you?
Yep. You can just DM me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'll hit you up around 9 Central, okay?
Alright, later.
Alright, buddy, bye.
PK, that doubt meme is perfect for this situation in a way. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they come up and, hey PK, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing alright.
I'll be back in a little bit, man.
Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and play through the video, let it go, and
And your little dog, too.
While fairy tale witches might gather under the cover of darkness, modern witches are meeting on Instagram. They use the hashtag Witches of Instagram, which currently has almost 2 million posts.
The hashtag is really just something
okay, so
to
Instagram is now for witches. There's now witches.
Instagram, and we are here.
It's just a community of all witches, varying degrees.
Holy
of,
shit,
levels,
Link!
And
How the fuck did Link get a part of this? Seriously. Not having the Master Sword must have been really tough on him.
it's really cool to see everybody's various practices and their lifestyle and things like that. I've kind of connected with it because, especially as a solitary witch, I'm not able to have that community here physically with me. And so using that hashtag, I'm able to connect and find other people that are like-minded or get ideas from people. Or
if you're solitary, then you're probably not trying to look for ideas from other people. That's the whole thing about being solitary, is that, you know, you're not wanting to be a part of a group. I don't know.
Witches use Instagram to post pictures of their craft, as well as connect and support each other. Those who have just come out of the broom closet can find advice and help from more established witches.
There's people from, you know, all different time zones. So no matter what time of day or night it is, there's someone to connect to. They really support you and they have your back and they reach out to you and, you know, they want to know that you're doing okay and they want to see what's going on with you.
I never thought I'd be a teacher because I always think I'm an eternal student. But actually, I've been helping a lot of witches, and I never said I would share like any spells in my life because I was like, that's a private thing. But recently I've been like, you know, some people need guidance.
I really feel like
some people need guidance. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Now, do I personally say that this whole thing is a bad thing? No. But at the same time, there's this whole aura of paganism of trying to keep themselves secret, you know. I think Instagram would not be keeping themselves secret. That's one of the things that I kind of disagree with. A part of this, but we're gonna continue to
coming out of the shadows, and that's my personal mission in life, is to bring witchcraft out of the shadows and into the mainstream.
I don't think that it should go into the mainstream. I think that's the whole allure of it, is not being in the mainstream. The aura of mystery, the fact that it was secrets passed down from generation to generation. You know, the mysticism of it. I believe not having that, it makes it a little bit less charming, I think.
Community is empowering for many witches who feel like they don't fit in anywhere else.
It was kind of liberating for me because, like, even when I was in the Christian community, I never found my people. Like, somehow I was always, like, pushed to the edge and never kind of seen. But here on Instagram...
Okay, now this part, again, if you look at that, these people are trying to say they want to be seen. Well, that's not necessarily the way that pagans are usually. They're actually they're wanting quite the opposite. They don't want to be seen. I don't understand how this is a huge thing. What phenomenon? You mean pandemonium? Yeah, I could agree with you, Cthulhu. I could agree with you on that. And hello, Aldir Ketter. Welcome. But yeah, like, just gonna keep going.
You can feel like you're being seen by someone.
So many people.
There we go. You can feel like you're being seen by someone. That is not what we're wanting. It's not the thing that you should be doing. No.
There aren't witches, and we're everywhere. We are everywhere. So of course it makes sense if, you know, there are so many people who identify as witches or people who want to explore witchcraft, especially in an online space like Instagram where you can be faceless if you want to be. Of course people are going to be online and they're going to be posting because they want to find that community and they want to find people who feel the same way they do, who have the same ideas that they do, who see the same things that they do, who feel the same way that they do. They want that connection.
Also makes digging through what's actuality and what's not difficult.
Oh yeah, and we have actually another article for that, but yeah, we do have another article up here, and it's an Australian. It's Australia one.
Which one is it?
but it's one that Sam decided to give us, and sent it to me in my DMs. So we got a carpet python. No thanks. We got a carpet python removed from inside barbecue grill. What? What is this? What? Oh man, we got some weird shit, guys. An Australian snake catcher shares a video from an unusual call where he was summoned to remove a python that slithered into the barbecue grill. Alright, well, we got a video, so let's cover that video, shall we? Let's go ahead and get into it.
Here at home in Yandina, we've got ourselves a carpet python, which is still in the barbecue. The dog was going crazy before, and yeah, he's been under here. So anyway, the homeowners popped a couple of things out to make my job easier, so that was pretty nice. Thank you.
What was that?
Go. I fell asleep again.
Yeah. Well, we're here. Currently, we are.
Sam and someone else.
Yeah. Sam, Maestra, and all of them. They left. We're still alive.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, this is in your neck of the woods. We're currently watching a snake catcher remove a python out of a barbecue grill. So yeah, here we go.
Sounds about right. It's in the sun. It sounds to be warm and nice for him to have.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway under there,
But
so
yeah,
I can't even get my hand in that under that.
looking at it, it looks like he's trying to grab the danger noodle with the stick. And he got it untangled.
Alright, there we are.
And now the
Carpet
danger
python in a barbecue. I mean,
taking control of the head.
I mean, if you want to eat a snake, fair enough, but if you don't want snake,
However, remember, this is a python.
idea.
They might be a little more aggressive when they're not tame, but as far as danger from a snake that size, there's not.
Oh, it's a little tiny python that can't strangle on. Don't worry about it. But still, they can carry infectious diseases and stuff like that.
But he did remove it without any injuries to the python. So the python was okay, everybody. Everything went well. Everything went well. Now let's take a look here. Oh. We got, let's see here. We got another article here, and that was to follow up with the witches' rise. And that is, religious children have trouble distinguishing reality from fiction. A study conducted by researchers led by Kathleen H. Coraview, I don't know, of Boston University examined how religious exposure affects a child's ability to distinguish between fact and fiction. They found that religious exposure at an early age has a surprising effect. It makes children less able to differentiate between reality and fantasy. Now, I feel that is a very, very interesting subject. And I personally agree on what it's saying. That if someone is believing in, like, let's say, something that's up there that can help and everything else, then yeah, it's definitely going to, you know, it's gonna hit in a very, very impactful way.
Um, Here's also another thought. When you're young, you know, there used to be a trend of letting your kids believe in Santa Claus, believe in the Easter Bunny, stuff like that. However, there's come this current trend where certain parents, like religious parents, will teach all religion and not let them believe in any of that stuff. You have the parents that are kind of what Southern Baptists would call backsliders or whatnot, where they go to church every now and then, like on the holidays, and they're okay with their kids believing in Santa or the Easter Bunny for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have these non-religious parents that believe that letting your kid believe in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny is lying to your child, and they don't let them believe in it at all. There is a certain amount of fantasy that should be allowed for children, in my opinion, but I don't know if these situations where it's Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny would be considered in with this or not.
Yeah. I mean, it still does affect quite a bit on distinguishing what is fantasy and what's reality. And to be honest, I personally believe that anybody that is these types of people that will try and affect a child's mind or manipulate a person to that degree, I believe personally they should not have any type of power to do so, because I believe that it can be classified as being mentally ill. Now you can take that however you want, but personally, if I'm not gonna trust somebody that can flush away their conscience by talking to their imaginary friend. You know what I mean? Because if that's what it takes just to absolve your regret, is by laying it on to something that will not talk to you, or you believe it could be talking to you, who knows? But most people would label that in the in reality, or some of the people that are hard hitting reality, they would say that that would probably be schizophrenia. Now, I'm not saying that to everyone of all the religion, but I kind of am, because this type of stuff. But the researchers presented 3 different types of stories: religious, fantastical, and realistic, to a group of 5 and 6-year-olds. Religious children were divided into 3 groups: children exposed to Christian religion, either as churchgoers or who attended public school; non-churchgoers who attended parochial school, or churchgoers who attended parochial school. The 4th group of children included non-church-going children who attended public schools and had no exposure to religion in either church or school. The goal of the research was to find if religious exposure would affect the children's ability to identify if the lead character in each of the stories was real or make-believe. The study found that children who attended church services and or were enrolled in a parochial school had a much harder time differentiating between fact and fiction when compared to the children of non-religious background. The study published in the journal Cognitive Science states the results suggest that exposure to religious ideas has a powerful impact on children's differentiation between reality and fiction, not for religious stories, but also for fantastical stories. So, these people are basically saying that they could read Hercules to these kids, and the ones that were religious would not be able to really differentiate between the fantasy and reality of this. I believe that's what they're telling me. I think that's what they're telling me. I'm not quite sure.
The only thing is this does say specifically that they were divided by whether or not they went to church or went to a religious school, which is there was 4. I'm not sure what the parochial school is.
Public. It's basically public school.
Okay. It's stating church going. Most of your pagan religions and the less active religions, let's put it that way, a lot of them don't go to church. A lot of them don't have a church. So there are some of these that could be an error in the way they did it, but it's just because they don't go to church does not mean they're non-religious. It just means their religion may come in a different form and isn't as pushed upon the children as Christianity is a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I just believe that people should, they should really look into thinking about these types of deals and seeing how the impact is on the people that they're trying to push this on. Like, I mean, these people, generally the religious will try, and they believe that they're doing it for your good, and that is the most malicious part of it, is because they feel that they're doing it for you. They're doing it for your good. They're doing it for your betterment.
Soul.
Your betterment. Yes, your soul. They can help save you, and they truly believe that. They truly believe that, and they feel that you're the bad person for turning and saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. I don't believe this." And to anybody that is fighting with that, and I've personally did. I mean, I'm bisexual now. I was gay for a portion of time, and where I was in the buckle of the Bible Belt, they didn't like that. They did not like male to male. They loved females going at it, but if you were a guy and you liked other guys, then every guy would be very hostile towards you, because they're thinking that you're going to try and hit on them. And for the most part, I wasn't one of those types of people, but people generally felt that way. And there was a lot of them that were saying what I was thinking was wrong and everything else. I personally disagreed, and I said no. But it's showing slowly that these religious indoctrinated people are mentally ill. And, you know, they're affecting these people. And to the people that are being affected, don't let them affect you mentally, because you should know you. And if you see someone that is trying to gaslight you or trying to do that, it's better to just rip off the Band-Aid and run. Like, I mean, well, I can't say that completely to every situation, but for the most part, you would be a lot more mentally sound if you just walked away from that person. Because the more that they try and beat it into you, the more that you will be unhealthy because of it. Because it's like a person that is insane going, King Yakabuku really cares for you. And I am the one who speaks for King Yakabuku. And if you disagree, then you are unholy.
Well, disagree with my rose of shit. I can't say anything. God damn it, says I am the rose of justice. Feel my prick.
King Yakabuku does not agree with you.
Too bad. Roses are red, violets are blue. King Yakabuku, fuck.
But
Holy hell, that hurt.
It's to this, like, these people are just thinking these primitive fucking things. It's impossible to win an argument against the willfully ignorant. Yes, exactly. Which means leave. Like, it's one of those things. Like, if you have someone that is doing this NPC bullshit to you, where they will give you this circular logic. No, I would argue, yes, you can. In every case, you can just leave. I've done it. I've been homeless. I've walked the streets where I've personally said, fuck off, I'm leaving.
Alright, just give me a second.
And
what I don't understand is if everyone hates America and the West so much, why are they pouring into it and then destroying it some more, making it turn into their shithole countries?
Well,
why are they doing that?
We're talking about the religious right now, but yeah, I also don't agree with that. Yeah, like I don't like that either. But yes, I mean, yes, there are some situations and circumstances that, you know, that may be able to happen, but in all reality, I believe that if somebody believes that they are in a state of learned helplessness. Now would be a good time as any to give a little bit of a psychology lesson. But it's about dog behavioral patterns. Now, what they did for the dog is they got him into a box that had a they had this box that would shock the dog, and the dog would instantly react by jumping out of the box. obviously it's getting shocked, right? Stupid. It's obviously going to jump out of the fucking box. You know, you're an idiot if you think otherwise. So, it jumps out of the box, so the people put the dog back into the box. Well, they get shocked and it jumps back the fuck out of the box. So they see the reaction of this dog's pain, and they wonder what would happen if they just wrapped what was shocking them around the dog, and see what would happen then if the dog could not escape the shock. Well, the dog gets shocked and it jumps out of the box, and then it continues to get shocked and it runs around for a second and it continues to get shocked until it just sits there and takes it. That dog just gives up on trying to find a way out and says that there is no way out. This is the reality that they have to live. It says, I'm going to keep getting electrocuted because, well, I can't get out of it. That is learned helplessness. Now, I got to thank my psychology teacher for teaching me that whenever I was in college. But, because he originally coined the term. But, that moment that you think that there is not a situation that you can't get away from, check yourself and make sure that it's not that learned helplessness. Make sure that it's not that cycle of abuse. You know. That's what I have to say about that. Because it's clear that, you know, you see these types of people and they're really thinking that they're doing the best for you. But in all reality, they don't know how skewed they are. How skewed their views are. They just don't know. They're blissfully unaware. It used to anger me a lot. Now I kind of pity them. But either way, whenever dealing with that type of problem, there's always a solution. There's always a way out. There's always a way to separate yourself from these types of people. The religious extreme. Even if it means, you know, just flat out leaving. And most people are like, well, why would you say that? Because whenever it comes to somebody's mental well-fucking being, like, I'm gonna go ahead and rant about this. These people that that still believe in fucking praying the fucking gay away. You know what? I got a perfect article for that. We got an article right here, and I gotta say thank you, Luna, for snatching this one up. Father kills 14-year-old son. Saying he would rather have a dead son than a gay son. people like this still exist. And I don't mean to hit heavy and hard hitting on most of this, because generally I try and keep this pretty lighthearted, you know. But this is what you get. This is what you get whenever you just decide to this is what you get whenever you're around people that hate and don't fully understand, whenever they're just ignorant. Whenever these types of people, this kid could have had a future. I mean, look at that kid. Can't tell much about him. Probably looks like he could be a bright kid, you know. Probably played some basketball, got some aviators on. You know.
There's another thing. It says he was 14.
Yeah, 14-year-old kid.
Here's what I'm going to say. And this comes from me coming out of a Christian home that enforced the fact that gay was bad, male or female. At 14, you don't know what your attraction is. You can say you do, and at that time, that may be the case, but that can change over time. You may go from liking just one to liking both. I wouldn't judge somebody at this age if they said they were gay, even if I was against it, which I'm not. But I wouldn't advocate anybody just straight-heartedly saying, or hurting someone at this age or at all just because of their choice.
Yeah. I mean, if this is their choice, first of all, being 14 years old, I can understand. You are under that person's house. You have to go by their rules. Understood. You got to remember that. And to the people that are struggling with this type of environment, yeah, that is the case. You have to wait until you are 17 or 18. And if you can't, and if it's truly bad, you can try and leave. You can get yourself emancipated. But whenever you turn 18, you are a man or you are a woman. You are an adult. That person, as much as they try and yell at you, under the law, you are your own person. You are no longer under them. So it is very unfortunate for this 14-year-old. He hated the fact that his son was gay. He shot the kid dead just for finding out that he was gay. Now, like I said, I do agree. You can't really, at that age, you don't know what the fuck you are. You could have some rough idea of what you are, but you don't fully understand what you are. Now, that being said, this type of shit it's a damn shame. And this is, sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to find the one link for certain someone. But I mean, I gotta say, once you're 18, you are your own person. You are allowed to leave that environment.
I want cookies.
Well, you're an adult and you can get cookies.
No, I want you
just
to get them.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oof, nice. Oof.
Just oof. I mean, okay, but what if you were to wait it out, wait for the right time? No. Ultimately, you're going to end up just waiting and hesitating the whole time. I mean, I've gotten beaten the shit out of for me coming out to being gay. I did. I got knocked out. Well, not knocked out. I got knocked to the point where I was almost unconscious. One of the things that they enjoyed doing, because I was part of the football team, was they liked that locker room. They didn't have any windows, so there was no outside there was no outside light, and they enjoyed turning off the light on one side of the room, punching me in the jaw, and having someone else turn on the light on the other side. I took that for a good month and a half. I mean, it just...
But there are times where you have to wait, and before you're 18, that might be one of them. But if you're past 18 and you're in that situation where you are being mentally or physically abused because you are gay, or you don't hold the same views as your family and they are abusing you for that,
leave.
Yeah.
Leave. There is no wait until you can. No, just grab whatever you can, because the thing is everything, and I've seen this from people. I've seen this where the dad kills the son, and I've also seen it where the son kills themselves. You see, you can replace anything. You can replace anything that you have, material-wise. Money, books, documents, birth certificate, social security card. You can replace any of that shit. It might take a little bit of time, but you can replace it. You can get all of that back. But you can't get you back. You can't, whenever that happens, you can't get you back. So, to those that are actually going through this, remember that. And remember that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's what I got to say about this one. Whew.
Getting pretty deep on these relaxed streams, aren't
I know, right? A little bit too deep. Little bit too deep. Alright, let's see here.
Why don't we do the article about the 3D printed steak?
Well, that's actually what I was going to... I was looking at the other article, but yeah, we can go into the 3D. There's apparently some 3D printed steaks, ladies
And it's
gentlemen.
entirely vegetarian based.
Could save the planet. I personally don't think it could save the planet, but we can look in. I don't know.
No. Here's the thing. These vegetarians that think they're saving the planet by not eating beef. Do you realize 90% of the methane produced is from the beef industry? If we do not eat those cows, they reproduce. If we do not eat them, they reproduce to the point where we don't have air to breathe.
Yep.
So think about that, vegetarians.
No. They just think of that's a fluffy cow.
Okay, you cut out. What was that?
They're just basically thinking that's pretty much a fluffy cow.
Yeah. It's just the farmer in me, I guess.
But let's go ahead and go into this. Nova Meat's 3D printed steak looks gross, but could it save the planet? Does your mouth water at the prospect of a nice, juicy steak? How about a nice, juicy 3D printed steak made using a paste of compost vegetables based materials like rice, peas, and seaweed? Well, apparently that's from Spain, and they're working hard to bring it up there.
Well, welcome back, Sam.
Hello. Yeah, probably a good thing I didn't come back for that pagan article, though. Your channel probably would have gotten demonetized.
Oh well, go ahead and bring up what you were talking about.
No, all I wanted to say on that pagan article, not to get off topic from what you guys are talking about now, but I would like to point out, number one, you can be pagan and not be a witch. You can be a witch and not be pagan. The two are not mutually exclusive, number one, like this article suggests that they are. Number two, astrology, tarot cards, they are not, that's also not fully pagan. Okay, that's not something that all pagans do. That does not make you pagan if you read tarot cards or you study astrology. No.
You could be like a Taoist or something.
You could also be Christian and do those things.
Yep.
There is even a faction called Christio-pagans, and they are Christians who do all these things and who may or may not practice witchcraft. I have encountered a few of them. They're super weird.
I scratch my head every time, and I would honestly love to just pick someone's brain that would think that.
Yeah, but I think that would be mental gymnastics that I'm not prepared for. But I would also like to say to all of the little special snowflakes that like to come into the pagan fold.
Just like the BDSM fold.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to do it correctly. Now, there are two different little areas of paganism that are the two main ones that I see. Now, I don't know if you or Lady Wolfheart would disagree with me, but there is the side that I define as the law of three side, or the third law side. Now, for those of you who don't know what the law of three or the third law is, it basically states, and I'm paraphrasing, do what ye will, and it harm none. What that means is that you can do whatever you wish, so long as you do not harm another being. Now, this can be taken in many different ways, and though I will be the first to say, no, it does not cover self-defense, physical self-defense. At least not to me, it doesn't. I've never seen anything on it that says it does. What this does basically mean is that you do not physically harm, you do not wish harm, you do not harm unnecessarily, which even applies to hunting. You use the whole animal. You don't just use parts of the animal and discard the rest. Otherwise, that would be considered giving harm. It is a very multifaceted law, but it is the third law, and it is one of the most important. Then there is the other side of the pagan culture that does not follow the third law. A lot of these snowflakes, and yes, I'm going to call them snowflakes because that is what they are, follow that faction. Those are the ones that are giving all pagans and all people who practice witchcraft a bad name by putting hexes on Donald Trump, on doing, hexes on this person, on black magic over here, voodoo over here. First of all, you don't know shit about voodoo, so fuck off. Number one. And two, no. Just stop. 1 second, Vash.
Yeah, I mean...
But no, I'm still kind of ranting. I needed to get a drink of water very quickly.
I'm gonna say to our 8 watchers, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're enjoying the content, give us a like. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get our alerts.
Woo! I don't have to do it this time.
Anyway, as I was saying, I will also, I'm not going to name this person, but they know who they are. The non-binary witch that is on YouTube right now. All I can say to that person is die in a fire. Die in a fire.
The is that one the one that has a giant headdress that's all black and feathery?
No. I have a very special hatred for that one. It is a very dark and special hatred.
Oh.
And I don't like hating people. I don't. One moment.
Hi, memes.
I like witches. Burn the witch. Well, yeah, I mean, they protect us Darguns, They do. They do.
I will admit, he needs a lot of protecting.
Oh, always. Always.
Mostly from me.
Sometimes. But we might have another common sense thing here. Personally, but to go ahead and get this over with, I will try the 3D printed steak. I would not mind trying it. It doesn't look that big, but I don't mind. I will try this gummy substance of a 3D steak. I will. I would. I don't know. I'm a fat ass though. I like to eat anything. Well, I'm not actually fat. I'm a beanpole, but
Okay, sorry.
I need food, so I will jump on this grenade. I will try the 3D printed steaks.
Oh, you'll suffer for all of us? Okay, good.
Yes, I will try it.
Memes with the 3D printed MREs.
Oh god, MREs are bad as it is.
Yeah, that was my thought.
I have tried an MRE. I tried specifically a Marine MRE. My stepfather brought some back when he got out of the service years and years and years ago. I will say I tried one and I regretted every decision I had ever made up to that point for even asking to try that.
Crushed on
That was
Samantha
painful.
Stevens hard back in the day. Yeah, but 3D printed MREs, no thanks. I don't want to shit out, shrapnel.
Want none of that.
I don't want to shit out shrapnel. But yes, I will definitely try. I would like to try this and see. Now, personally, I like it whenever my steak bleeds. And, it's nice and juicy. So, I'm picturing those gummy candies that you see on those. Yeah, I'm picturing that from this because if you look at it, just look at the steak itself.
It's probably like tofu. It probably has the same texture and
It's about that
kind of
big.
consistency as tofu.
It's that big, so it looks like a gummy, like a little gummy candy, if you really look
Like
at
one
it.
of those, like the life-size gummy cheeseburger or whatever.
Yeah, look at it. It looks like a gummy candy.
I just have my phone with me, Vash. I can't exactly look at it.
Would you just look at it? Just
No.
look at it. It's just.
I can't do YouTube and do this at the same time on my phone.
Well, then I'll go ahead and DM it to you, so that way
Yeah,
you can
do
look
that.
at it. That way you can just look at it. Just there you go, right there. Just look at it. Now, isn't that a steak that is worth eating right there?
Let me see this.
I enjoy the health aspect of this. They're trying to make it so that people that can't ingest actual animal meat
Oh
or
God,
things like
that
that
looks disgusting.
can
No, no. I will say this
I'll try
once,
it.
and I will say this once and only once. Anything veggie or vegan always tastes disgusting if they try to meat flavor it.
Yeah, for the most part. I
No,
didn't.
my
I
older
don't mind
sister
a
actually was on
veggie
a-
burger. I don't mind those. They're not that bad.
I'm like dry heat. Oh God, yes they are.
They smell
carnivore like
horrible.
me?
I will admit they do smell fucking horrible. But whenever you actually bite down, it's all right.
I gotta tell you about this. My older sister, she's about 10 years older than I am.
Mm-hmm.
She was on a vegetarian kick, but a very specific type of vegetarian, the kind that doesn't eat meat but will eat fish and like lobster and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a certain faction of vegetarianism or whatever. It's almost like a cult religion.
Yeah.
But she got into this kick when she was in her late teens. Now, I'm a little kid at the time, and she decides she's going to cook me a veggie burger for lunch as she was babysitting me. And she wanted me to be a vegetarian just like her. for whatever reason. She decided that was a good idea. I smelled it. I thought she was trying to poison me, to the point where I was like, I'm not eating that. It smells nasty. She goes, oh no, it was just the pan, which sadly I believe, because my biological mother didn't wash the dishes often enough. So yes, sometimes it happened. But I took one bite, I spat it out, and then I threw it on her foot. And I told her to get me a real burger from McDonald's.
I would argue that that's not a real burger either. But
Their dollar burgers don't taste like it.
Now, I just found a study, and everybody might be like, Dargun, you're a fucking idiot. Why didn't you think that this would actually happen? But clearly, this is hard-hitting fucking news for some people. Studies show free birth control leads to way fewer abortions.
No shit, number one. But number two, why is this news?
Because a lot of people, me included, with the Obamacare system put into place, being working class age women, we should be able to afford our own birth control. I couldn't even afford to go to the doctor to get the birth control. So without the insurance provided by the state, because I didn't have a job at the time, I ended up with no birth control for a while. And I was careful. I'm always careful. But the fact is that put in that situation, a lot more babies are born that aren't wanted.
Well, and just as the argument, because I always...
Now this is women. This is women, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys. I'm gonna let you gals talk on this one.
And yet, you're interrupting us.
Sorry, that's typical male of me. Typical male.
Typical Dargun.
Yeah, typical Dargun male. All right, but I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and let
talking.
Luna. Yeah, here we go. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sam.
No, I was just saying, I usually end up always being in this argument, and I don't know why. But I always end up in arguments with pro-lifers for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
But here's just my little thing for them. The system for adoption is overcrowded. It is overwhelmed beyond most people's understanding. The foster care system is so corrupted and is so utterly overwhelmed as well. It is almost unmanageable. Also, a little unknown factoid apparently, is that if a child is not adopted within the first 3 years of its life, if it is immediately put into the adoption system, odds of it being adopted drop by roughly half. Because here's another little kicker too. There are not enough couples. There are not even enough single people to adopt all these children. There is literally not enough that can afford it, that would be good parents. There is not enough. Period. Also, on top of this, I would also like to argue that the right for abortion and the right for women's choice should be taken into the same consideration as the gun laws. And I always hear this, well, if you don't want a gun, then don't buy one. Don't say that I can't have one because I want one. Okay, just put abortion into that sentence. If you don't want one and you don't believe in it, don't get one.
Yeah, that's my opinion for most of it too.
See how simple that is? If you don't like it and you don't want it, don't get it. Though I do believe that, yes, insurance companies should cover that. They absolutely should, just so it's not on the American taxpayer. And I also believe that would shut up a lot of the pro-lifers so they didn't have reason to bitch. But I would also like to say that a lot of pro-lifers are not pro-lifers. They're pro-birth. Because if you're going to make this woman carry this child, now, yes, there are women who do abuse the system, and they disgust me. But just like there are women who abuse the Roe versus Wade, there are gun owners who abuse the Second Amendment. I know who they are. You know who they are. I don't believe in taking a right away just because of a few assholes.
Yeah, that's a problem we have right now in everything, really.
Yeah.
Even to the point of, I can't tell a joke because I have to worry about whether it's racist or sexist
I don't
some
care.
other out there. But to me, there's some of those jokes that, told in the right setting, they can be funny. You can laugh at them, say, okay, yeah, that was funny. Because of just the funny.
Of course.
But everybody will jump on your ass if it's even the tiny bit in any way.
But that's the thing. Good jokes are offensive. Good jokes make fun of the human condition. They look at something and they point it out and say, look how ridiculous this is. If you look at this logically, do you see how ridiculous it is? Why is this a thing in this world? And it laughs at it. It doesn't normalize it. It doesn't make it funny when it actually happens. Like, great example. I was actually having a discussion with an old coworker of mine, who, FYI, just because it applies to the story, is black. And I started talking about how we can't tell jokes anymore. And he goes, hey, do you want to hear a racist joke? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? He looks at me and he goes, how many cops does it take to change a light bulb? None, because they just beat the room for... I thought that... Now, and I started laughing at it, and I'm like, see, if I said that joke, I'd be a racist. And he goes, no, it'll be funny. Because it's
That's
not
racist.
A joke like that. No, it's not. It is pointing out the ridiculousness of a situation. Now, people who have lost their lives to police brutality, that's not funny. That is a tragedy, and I understand that, and I respect that. But the idea that there are those who truly believe that it is okay for an officer of the law to be obscenely brutal or overly authoritative towards one person over another based on the amount of a pigment in their skin is so utterly absurd. It's laughable.
Yeah.
That is what that joke is saying. That's all it's saying. It's not punching down Lacey Green. You just don't understand humor, honey. I hate her for that reason and that reason alone. Just as an FYI. But
Lacey Green has a lot of reason to hate.
Lacey Green has a lot of haters, I know.
And a lot of reasons to hate her.
Yeah, but that was the first time I'd ever even heard of her, was that Teal video.
Oh, Teal did, yeah. But
he did a damn good job tearing her apart.
I heard of her from actually coming across her by accident. And I was like,
oh, gosh,
okay,
I'm so
well.
Sorry. I'd also like just to state that once I actually did look up a Lacey Green video, and then that was the first time in I think about 4 or 5 years that I actually deleted my browser history.
Whenever
Otherwise,
it's bad
I never
enough for you to delete your browser history over it.
history. And I mean, like immediately after, like I got 2 minutes into the video, and I'm like, "Oh God, this
I
is
don't
good
even
shit for me."
I don't even want them knowing that I watched her. I want nothing about it.
I was so ashamed, and I had some pretty messed up shit on there that I was not ashamed of.
Speaking of browser history, has anybody noticed that if you have a Gmail account and you sign into another Chrome, your browser history follows you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because they all connect it through it.
Yeah.
I find that rather funny, especially since I have to use my Gmail at work.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there like, well, it makes it easier to find the things I want to find.
I mean, yeah, there's that
Yeah,
side
but
of it, but there's also a very bad side of it too.
yeah, that other people can see where you've been on the
Yeah.
internet.
I mean,
Yeah.
It basically goes down to the whole South Park episode. Did you guys ever see that episode of
I don't know
South
which
Park
one you're talking about.
where they basically they have the whole, you know, someone said something mean on the internet for the lulz and they were trolling, and you know, so they found a way to make everybody's internet history seen to everybody else, and it creates this mass hysteria and panic because, you know, nobody wants to see their own. They don't want, you know, grandma to see their porn, you know, basically. So
Oh no, my philosophy on browser history is if you've known me long enough to where I'm allowing you to use my computer, and you are dumb enough to check my browser history, because I won't clear it, I refuse to, you deserve to be traumatized, my friend. If you know me that well, and you're still daring to go and look at my browser history, you deserve to be as traumatized as, you know, the FBI agent who's assigned to me to watch my browser history.
One of the things that I loved doing was because, you know, there's always people that are gonna go onto your computer and try and look at your look for like a porn stash. For one, you're not gonna find it on my computer. But two,
oh, you'll find it on mine.
but two, you will find a separate area that has some rather, we'll just say,
interesting,
extreme, and exquisite forms of art. And you can actually define it as art. It's art. It's something.
Tasteful nudes.
It's something. And you know what? You know what else is art? Hold on.
I don't think we want to know. I think this channel got demonetized as soon as someone said porn.
I gotta show art.
Remember, Vash, children watch your channel.
Yeah, but what was that? What was that art that? I mean, Suit showed it to me so many times. I just can't remember.
Oh God, the Suit shares a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, he does. But let's see.
He keeps sending me gifts of spiders, so I decided to fight back with feeders and eaters links.
Really?
Really?
Wow. But yeah, I can't find.
I actually got that suggestion to do that because I was originally just Googling ugly bat porn stars. That was the original tactic.
Ugly.
And then I mentioned this on I mentioned this on Miestra's streaming, and it was suggested to me by someone else. I think it was Haven who suggested. She goes, no, 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 no. Feeders and eaters. Like, you are devious. I like it.
Well,
That's what
I mean,
I'm doing.
you know what? You know what? I won't present any art today. Not this time. Not this time. I don't know. Should I?
No, you will be demonetized and struck down so fast.
We've already been demonetized.
I never even monetized mine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, there it is. I've found the art. I have found it. And here it is for the world to see.
You're gonna have to DM it to me.
Oh, I think everybody knows this one. There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Some art. There you go. Some really art.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
I gotta thank Suit.
Ding ding man.
Echo.
Yep, I gotta thank Suit for showing me this lovely art that I'm showing you guys. Because, you know, this is art.
Oh, are you talking about the one that Sugar Tit tweeted out?
No. The one that he loves to show on his streams. The lovely art that is.
You're going to have to DM it to me. I cannot view YouTube and stay connected to Discord while on my phone.
Okay.
So you will have to fucking work with me here, Vash. Since you refuse to do Hangouts.
I actually figured out how to do the Hangout link, so.
Oh, that? Okay.
But there you go.
Nah.
Since it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I figured that people wanted to see weird shit. So
And
there
all
you
the
go.
Happened after 2 a.m. Technically, anything after midnight automatically becomes. It has to now be weird. Actually, I found a meme that I absolutely adore right now, and I'm half tempted to make it, you know, the wallpaper on my phone. It says, "I came, I saw, I made it awkward." I find it amazing.
This is art, Kira. This is art.
No, it's not. No, it isn't.
This is art.
Art for who?
This is art.
I will not apologize for beauty. Oh God.
Oh God.
This is beauty and art.
Vash, I'm gonna send you something, and you're going to hate me for it.
I bet it's a pony. Because I would
No.
really hate to have a pony right now.
A pony?
Yes, I would hate one.
But
Please don't send me a pony.
There you go. There's just some art, and as to why birth control, free birth control, It's also a good argument there as to why free birth control is a good thing.
Good.
See,
Good job.
It goes
into the subject. Good job.
It goes full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Where is it?
Yay! We managed to go full circle for once.
Where have you put it? I want to see it.
Oh, the art?
Yeah, whatever the hell you're talking about.
Here you go, Knives. I'll go ahead and DM it to you.
You know what? I'm not sending that. I don't know.
There you go, Knives.
I'm too tired.
I've seen that before.
Yep. I decided to give a nod to Suit for showing me that beautiful art. I mean, we could watch it again if the chat wanted to.
No, thank you. No.
Does the chat want to see more of that art?
Stop traumatizing the children, Vash. It's not nice.
I don't know. I mean,
There's only one person on this stream who is allowed to traumatize the children, and that is me.
Well, Aldir says yes. Kura says no, and hides. Well, I mean, we got one yes and we got one no. I don't know who else wants to, but it's mixed.
No one else is listening.
Mixed reviews.
Wait, did you already do the Aussie article that I sent you?
Yeah, we watched the snack and everything.
Okay. How did you like it?
It was the danger noodle, and it was cute.
It was the danger. I know, right?
Yep.
Little danger noodle. So cute.
Slowly backs
with
away.
With the little pupper.
I don't know.
Slowly backs away. I'm gonna say that's a no.
I don't know. Maybe they do want. You guys want some art,
Bash.
don't you?
Bash.
Don't you want a little bit of art?
Lady Wolf Fart, please take the bottle away from Bash.
There we go.
Bottle.
There we go. It's art.
This makes me think of Repo the Genetic Opera. Just saying.
It's
oh God. Really, Lady Wolf Fart. Really. Oh, there was actually an article. Hang on, I gotta find it. No, this is actually an old one. This is probably several years old. I follow the Seriously Strange on Twitter, the series from Rob Dyke.
Yeah.
And it is the I can't describe it other than a glorious. Let me see if I can find it.
Uh-huh.
Hang on, I'm looking for it. So, okay, this is...
Uh-huh.
This is from January in 2013. This happened in Brazil, by the way. Here, I'll send you the link really quick.
Oh, it happened in Brazil. Yeah, sure. We'll take a look at another piece of art.
There.
Oh, well, actually no, we don't have to look at art anymore. We can look at an
We've
article.
got something so much better. So
All
much
right.
better. You got it up on the screen?
Brazilian woman laced vagina with poison to kill husband. Cunning cunnilingus ploy almost kills man after wife admits she put lethal toxin in her private parts.
You know what the best part about this is that actually the doctor said that there was enough toxins in there to kill them both, and that she's lucky she survived.
What?
Yeah. 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 I love how they dubbed it. It was amazing. And I love how here is like legit the article. The intended victim was a 43-year-old man who has not been named yet. Good. Says his wife tried to lure him into the bedroom and, since I'm at work, have a little fun time on her.
They wanted some good old-fashioned fucking. There, I said it for you.
Yeah. Thank you. His suspicions, however, were aroused when he had noticed an unusual odor. Oh, yeah. Shut up.
Okay, go ahead.
When an unusual odor was emanating from her private region, and he feared she was unwell and took her to the hospital. Medical tests revealed that she had doused herself with enough unspecified toxins to kill both her husband and herself.
So, because she had that stank pussy, they're both alive. He said, "Whoo, your pussy stank. I ain't going down there."
To the point where he worried about her health.
Woo.
So, ladies, if your kitty is that bad that people worry about your health, you need to go see a doctor.
Yeah, you might.
Immediately.
You might need to go to an OBGYN.
That shit, yeah.
Like
Because I hate to break it. I hate to break it to you guys, but that particular aspect of a woman is not like weed. If you can smell it from across the room, that doesn't mean it's good. That only works with weed. That only works with weed.
Or steak.
No, if you can smell steak from across the room, I'd be very worried.
Yeah, true. Well, Vegemite you can smell from like fucking 3 doors down.
God.
That shit is disgusting.
I tasted it once and I legit almost vomited.
But yeah, we are reaching the 3-hour mark. So, what do you guys?
Just put a new stream up. Let's just go over to Hangouts since you got it working now.
Just go over to Hangouts and do another stream.
Yeah.
Well, shit, we could just keep on covering articles. Why the hell not? You know.
Yeah.
But for right now, everybody
can
enjoy a little bit more art while we while we look around for another article. Oh, whoops.
Actually, with this article, there was actually a website that points out that poisoning someone in this method is not a good idea. No shit. Because that particular part is I'm trying to put this delicately, is very absorbent. And so you're probably going to hurt yourself about as much as it's going to hurt the person that you're trying to kill. So, you know, yeah, you might just want to stick to arsenic in his drink, ladies. You might just want to stick to that.
Yeah, a little bit of arsenic and lace, you know. That might help you a little bit easier than just doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going for murder-suicide, well then.
You have come to the right place.
The right place, exactly.
For a homicide and suicide.
The pun not intended, I hope.
Well,
I really hope that
unintentional
pun was
suicide.
unintended, because that was awful.
Oh, I was just hoping that it doesn't come with the Brazilian at the beauty parlor.
Oh, God. Ugh.
But,
I have to ask, do women actually go there and get that done?
I've never had it done.
I mean, I would not trust anyone, let alone another woman who is a stranger with that particular part of my anatomy.
I actually have done. I have had a Brazilian wax done. I will tell you, it is not comfortable. Now,
I would imagine
afterwards,
not. And also TMI, Vash.
Afterwards, really smooth, but I gotta say,
not worth it.
No, not definitely no. No, not unless you can afford continuing to do it over and over again. But
no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I guess we can end the stream on that note.
Yeah, let's just.
Yeah. Now you guys can just kind of picture me being waxed and just screaming into an Asian person's ear. No
Vash,
such thing as too much
information,
Aldir says. But yeah, like
Vash, I did not need nor want that image in my head. I am claiming #MeToo. This is mental rape. Okay? This is not okay, Vash.
#MeToo.
#MeToo.
It was me too. It was me as well.
I remember when hashtag used to mean pound.
Pound me too. Alright, well.
I still like the hashtag me too, and I liked it. I love that.
To those
oh my God, that's amazing.
To those that wish to join the Discord, and if you have managed to stay with us in the insanity that is currently what we just went through, then you can also join in and, say hi to us in the VC. We'll be hanging out a little bit after the show. We usually do. And it'll be a 24 hours thing. I normally don't share it too much, but anybody that's anybody that wants to join can always join. And I will see you guys in the next stream. I don't know what stream it will be. I can't guarantee the date, but I will see you in the next stream. Later, guys. And I will.
What's your name?
Steve.
Steve? I can't have you driving up and down the street in this Skyjack. You're sitting on beer.
That's